A downtrodden Big 12 football program brings on a new head coach. Wildfires rage on in California, and a media giant prevails in a legal battle with the White House. This is OU Nightly.
Hello, thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Nicole Nielsen.
And I'm Parker Thune. We begin tonight with breaking news. Just one day before OU takes on Kansas in the final home football game of the season, we've received report that the Jayhawks are finalizing plans to hire former LSU coach Les Miles as their head coach. The story is being reported by Sports Illustrated and the Kansas City Star, along with other media outlets. Miles has not coached since 2016, when he was fired by LSU in the middle of the season. On Thursday, LSU announced a $1.5 million buyout with Miles that officially closed out his previous contract and would allow him to accept another employment offer. The OU Nightly sports team is working on the story and will bring us the latest information during Big Friday Sports.
Another breaking story today, famous novelist and screenwriter William Goldman passed away in Manhattan. Goldman is best known for the writing of Princess Bride and winning 2 screenwriting Oscars for All the President's Men. As news broke that he died, Hollywood figures took to social media to honor the Oscar winner, including a tweet by Ron Howard where he wrote that Goldman was one of the greatest, most successful screenwriters ever. Goldman's health had been declining since the summer, and he was 87 years old.
As wildfires continue to ravage California, one family is counting their blessings after close calls with both the fire and the Borderline nightclub shooting.
The fire was everywhere.
Carmen Edmond describes her family's harrowing escape from Malibu last Thursday night as the fires raged around them. The frantic moments came barely 24 hours after her daughter Desiree survived the mass shooting inside the Borderline nightclub.
I was in panic mode since Wednesday night, since that phone call.
The Edmond family got to safety, but their Malibu home burned to the ground. 48 hours of horror for one family, but all of them kept their perspective. They all survived.
2 near-death experiences that just you don't expect.
Desiree spoke to us from out of state tonight. She's still processing what happened at Borderline and the fire.
I'm trying to stay as strong as possible for, as my family and my friends.
The Camp and Woolsey fires have collectively burned nearly 250,000 acres across California and have killed at least 66 people.
And after a cold week here in Norman, OU students are preparing to bundle up for the game.
Student meteorologist Leah Hill is in studio now to give us more on the weekend weather. Leah?
Thanks, guys. So I have a lot of information on this cool down coming up later, but this is where the campfire is in northern California, and 45 of that is contained down towards the south. Only 69% of that fire is contained. So here's the smoke plumes associated with that. It doesn't look like it is going to be subsiding anytime soon. They have this high pressure that has just been continuously sitting over their area, and that is just causing these fire conditions to continue. But coming up, I'll be talking about a strong cold front we are going to be seeing this weekend, the freezing drizzle that is possible, and also I have your game day forecast. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Leah. Some bright meteorology minds gathered at the National Weather Center to celebrate 40 years of innovative research and findings through the Cooperative Institute for Mesoscale Meteorological Studies, otherwise known as SIMS. The overall goal of SIMS is to have a better understanding of high-impact weather systems. In its 40 years of existence, SIMS members have provided valuable content in order to improve weather forecasts.
Sorry about those technical difficulties. Safe Ride will provide free transportation between OU and Will Rogers World Airport for Thanksgiving. The transportation will begin at 3 a.m. on Tuesday, November 20th, with buses leaving every 2 hours until 6 p.m. Pickup will be at the Lloyd Noble Center, and students are able to leave their cars in the northeast area of the parking lot. Pickup from the airport will be available every 2 hours on Sunday, November 25th from 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. Safe Ride will also offer this service for winter break. The deadline to register for the service is today on orgsync.com.
And next up this Friday night, a legal battle between CNN and the Trump administration is settled.
Plus, New York City gears up for an iconic Thanksgiving tradition. Welcome back to OU Nightly. This morning, the Trump administration returned press credentials to CNN Chief White House correspondent Jim Acosta. The White House revoked his hard pass last week after President Trump became upset with Acosta during a press conference. A federal judge ordered his credentials reinstated after CNN filed suit. Acosta returned to the White House this afternoon.
And I want to thank the judge for the decision he made today. And let's go back to work. Thank you.
Sarah Sanders says the White House plans to develop rules to ensure fair press conferences in the future. And OU Nightly's own Scott Haas has more on Trump's reaction to the CNN lawsuit over in News Center. Scott?
After CNN's victory in their lawsuit against the White House for revoking Jim Acosta's hard pass, President Trump responded on future conduct for the press. Sorry for the technical difficulties. It is still to be seen how eager the White House will be on enforcing these rules. President Trump announced that current acting head of the EPA, Andrew Wheeler, will be keeping his job as he will be placed as the permanent head. Andrew Wheeler, a former coal lobbyist, took over the EPA after former Oklahoma Attorney General Scott Pruitt resigned after a slew of scandals pressured him out. Wheeler has been acting as head since July and is expected to continue the president's agenda of downgrading regulations within the agency. The New York Times is reporting that President Donald Trump is privately asking aides if Vice President Mike Pence is loyal. The Times reported that outside advisors for the president have suggested that Mike Pence may no longer be useful and that outgoing United States Ambassador Nikki Haley could be a good replacement and running mate during the 2020 election. Earlier in the month, the president did impromptu ask the Pence if he would be his running mate in 2020, to which the vice president nodded in affirmation. And Democratic candidate Stacey Abrams has just acknowledged that Republican candidate Brian Kemp is the victor in Georgia's governor race.
And as winter approaches, Americans everywhere look forward to the seasonal festivities. Stay tuned here on OU Nightly for a look at this year's edition of a holiday staple.
We are seeing sunny skies across the state right now. I was outside earlier. It was simply beautiful, and the temperatures have been warmer today than we have seen all this past week. So currently right now we are sitting at 66 degrees under those sunny skies. We do have a little bit of a wind, but it's not making us feel all that uncomfortable today. But this evening and going into tomorrow is when things are going to get pretty interesting. So we have these clear skies throughout the night. Temperatures just dropping a little bit to the 40s as we get towards 12 a.m. But then the lows tonight, we're going to reach 38 degrees here in Norman. We're going to stay mainly in the 30s to low 40s across the state. 44 in McAllister, 41 down in Ardmore. But here's your day planner. Get a load of this. At noon is when we reach our high temperature, 52 degrees, but then a cold front's coming through, which is going to be dropping our temperatures as we go throughout the day. So we have quite the roller coaster of temperatures tomorrow. There's noon where we have our high, and then temperatures are going to be dropping through the evening due to that cold front. So here's a look at those afternoon temperatures. This is going to be around 5 p.m. So we're have temperatures at 43 degrees here, but then out towards the Panhandle, that's where the cold front has already passed through. They're seeing temperatures in the 30s, 31 in Woodward, 35 in Elk City, but then 27 degrees in Guyman. They are going to be below freezing around 5 o'clock tomorrow. So very cold day, and that cold front is going to continue to push through our state as we go throughout the tomorrow. So cold front bringing in those temperatures in the 30s and 40s. So this is, again, Saturday. This is around 3 o'clock. And then as that passes through, those below freezing temperatures are going to be coming our way late Saturday evening and into Sunday morning. So this is Sunday around 9 a.m. We have those below freezing temperatures on Sunday morning. So very cold day overall. And those colder temperatures are going to be sticking around again for your Sunday. So you're going to want to need a jacket if you are out and about. And then with that cold front, we do have those rain chances, mainly in the eastern portion of the state, and then out towards the west is where we have a potential for freezing rain. Nothing widespread, but a few of us might see some freezing rain. So drizzle, temperatures dropping on a Saturday, cold front on Sunday, bringing us a very chilly day. And then temperatures are going to be sticking in the 50s all throughout next week. And back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Leah. And as Thanksgiving break approaches, folks everywhere are looking forward to a national tradition.
The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade gave over 400 children a first look this week at some of the new floats to appear in this year's parade. Newcomers include the Ninja Turtles, Elf on a Shelf, Kinder Chocolate Factory, and a splashing safari adventure by Kalahari Sports. The 92nd annual parade is expected to draw 3.5 million local spectators and 50 million national viewers.
And I am going to be one of those viewers, that's for sure. And that's all the time we have for news this Friday night. But Parker, you know what that means?
Yeah, that's right. It's time to turn things over to Sam Brown and the Big Friday Sports crew. Sam, what's on tap after the break?
Well, Parker, today on Big Friday Sports, we look at some of the matchups tomorrow, including the Sooners and Jayhawks, and we go back to the last time Kansas was good. I'm talking like way, way back. Don't get off that couch. Big Friday Sports is coming right up.
Hard to believe it's been 4 years since that magical day when Samaje Perine shattered the NCAA Division I record by shredding Kansas for 427 yards on the ground.
And here we are again, the Jayhawks visiting Owen Field on a cold November Saturday. Add in arguably the most dangerous offense in OU history, and we could be in for some more Sooner magic this weekend. Hello, welcome to Big Friday Sports. I'm Sam Brown alongside the Shiloh Sellers.
Sooner success, tied records, and semifinals. We've got a lot for you, so let's get started. This week, Sooners host the Kansas Jayhawks, in a game that is hopefully not as close as their last.
Well, it sure shouldn't be. It is Kansas. Our very own Spencer Royce and Christian Nunley. They take us back to the good old days.
I'm Christian Nunley, joined here by Spencer Royce, and you might be wondering why I've got my collar popped. Well, the last time this was popular was the last time Kansas was good. Spencer?
Yeah, the year was 2007. Kansas was 12-1. Hasn't happened in a very long time. So what was 2007 like?
It's a whole different time. Back in 2007, Irreplaceable by Beyonce was the top Billboard song.
Haven't heard that one in a minute. People use Blackberries. When I was 9 years old, I was clean at Brick Breaker.
That game was awesome. That's a classic. Peyton Manning won his first Super Bowl against Rex Grossman and the Bears.
Yeah, I think Rex Grossman probably works at a supermarket right now, bagging groceries, kind of reverse Kurt Warner. Vladimir Putin was Time Magazine's Person of the Year, and I can't really see that one happening again.
I hope not. Back then, the most popular TV program at the time was American Idol. Pants on the ground.
Ooh, people wore shutter shades.
Oh.
That's all I'm going to say about that one.
We don't need to speak more on that. And Barack Obama declares that he will be running for our next president.
So as you can see, a lot has happened since the last time Kansas was good at football. I don't know if you feel old yet, but I know that we both do. So I'm going to kick it back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, guys.
That was awesome.
Wow.
Awesome.
Those shades, man, that's a throwback right there. Well, Sam, game tomorrow, what's your prediction?
I would say Kansas, but I have a brain, so I'm going to go with OU on this one. 66-17. Kyler Murray's already the only OU quarterback to finish with over 300 passing yards and 100 rushing yards in a game. I think he does it again tomorrow. And Lincoln Riley breaks the record for most wins by an OU head coach in his first 2 seasons. Shiloh, what you got?
You said it. Christian said it. Spencer said it. It has been a while since Kansas was good. The Jayhawks secondary might as well just ride the bench on this one. In their last 4 games, they have allowed at least 10 yards per throw.
That's not good.
I think Kyler's going to have a field day come Saturday. I think the Sooners take it 62-14.
All right, well, staying in football, Sooner offensive lineman Ben Powers has been named one of the 8 semifinalists for the Outland Trophy. The prestigious award is given to the most outstanding interior lineman in the nation.
Now, flashback 4 years ago to Wichita, Kansas, where Powers graduated high school with no Division I offers. And look at him now, named second-team All-American 2 years back-to-back. Easily, he could be named first-team All-American this season.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. When Sooner fans show up for senior night, one linebacker is sure to get a serious standing ovation. Payne introduces us to a player who has been patiently waiting for his chance to make big plays for the Sooner D.
This season for the Sooners, the defense has been a sour point of discussion. One bright spot has been senior linebacker Curtis Bolton, a player who was decimated with injuries his first 3 years in Norman. He's healthy now and is taking Big 12 offenses down by force.
If your body tells you can't go, you can't go. But when it tells you can go, you got to kind of convince your mind that that injury's not harming you no more. You can go all out, and it's a beautiful thing when you can convince yourself that you're healthy again.
His role on the team has transformed from a sideline leader to a playmaker on the field. His teammates are all happy for his recovery and even more happy about what he brings to that defense on every snap.
Curtis, man, finally coming together and getting the time that he deserved and the play that he deserves. So I'm just proud of Curtis Bolton, what he's bringing to this team.
Curtis Bolton and Kenneth Murray became the 1-2 punch Sooner fans are aware of during the Army game, where the two combined for 51 tackles. Their relationship off the field helped them build their chemistry on it.
Yeah, Curtis, Buzzy, that's my guy. Me and him, like 1-2 punch. So, I'm always in watching tape with him, stuff like that. And so, I'm able to feed off him. He's able to feed off me.
With the regular season wrapping up quickly, Buzzy Bolton will need to get this defense back on track in hopes of slowing West Virginia down next weekend in Morgantown and to keep their Big 12 championship dreams alive. Kyle Payne, Big Friday Sports.
Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate it. We're going to take a quick break real quick, but after this, we'll hear from a couple of our favorite Game Day U analysts.
And it's time to change the conversation from the gridiron to the hardwood. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to Big Friday Sports. I have your game day forecast, and for some of you, you may not like this because we have this cold front coming through tomorrow, which is going to be making temperatures very cold. We'll be in the 40s to start the game, but those temperatures will be dropping throughout the game. So you are going to want to make sure you have a jacket or even a coat because we also have these winds, which will make temperatures feel even colder when we're outside cheering on our Sooners. Back to you guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Leah. Championship November is in full swing with just 2 weeks until the Big 12 title game. So here's a look at some matchups across the conference that you can check out tomorrow. Is Taylor Cornelius good? He dropped 503 yards against Oklahoma last week, and tomorrow we'll find out if he's good. He's got a day at 2:30 with Will Greer in West Virginia.
We talked about it earlier. Kyler Murray and Oklahoma squaring off against Kansas. That kicks off at 6:30, and a primetime matchup at 7 o'clock between two teams who desperately need a win to stay alive. Sam Ehlinger and Texas take on Brock Purdy and Iowa State.
But as far as this Oklahoma football game goes, let's hear from Madeline and Josh on senior night for the Sooners.
76 days. That's how long it's been since the Sooners played their first game of the season here on Owen Field against Florida Atlantic. And hey, they're playing their last one tomorrow against the Kansas Jayhawks, so it's gone by pretty fast, Josh.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It goes by fast. Can't believe we're already here, middle of November. Season, this is go time. Last home game of the year, just like that.
It's the last game for a few seniors on this team. So who's your senior to watch tomorrow?
I'm going to kind of cheat and go two here, both on the line. Ben Powers and Drew Samia. This offensive line is one of the best in the country, if not the best. It has been for a while, and a big reason is these two guys have been anchoring it for several years now. They're going to be sorely missed. Also, a little bonus one, Austin Seibert. Give him some love. All-time leader in points, probably the best kicker in this school's history. He's going to be sorely missed as well.
I'm going to go to the other side of the ball. I'm going to say Curtis Bolton. He's been through so much on this team, has finally become a leader and one of the best players on this defense, so he's going to be very missed as well. All right, Josh, score prediction for this game.
Yeah, give me Oklahoma big, 55-17. We all know what Kansas is. They have 3 wins. That's the most they've had by a ton. Still give me Oklahoma 55-17.
I'm going to say 61-28, and some of those points for the Jayhawks aren't garbage time, I think.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Sooner team is a lot better, and they want to prove how good they are here at home before going on the road against West Virginia next week.
Yeah, that's a key part of this. Don't be looking ahead. Kansas, while they're not good, they're still a D1 team. Stay focused on this game. Don't look ahead at West Virginia.
They have 3 wins this year, so
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's good for them.
That's like 12-0 for any other school.
That's all we have for you right now, but stay with OU Nightly and OUNightly.com for all things OU football as we head to the end of the season.
Thanks, guys. Let's take it to the hardwood. Enough football for now. FYI, probably the first time you've heard of this place, Furman University, all the way out in Greenville, South Carolina. Doesn't really matter to this, but this guy does. That's Jordan Lyons, and it's safe to say he was feeling his shot last night.
Yeah, Lyons tied the NCAA record with 15 threes last night against North Greenville. Here's the crazy part. Robert Morris tied the record on Wednesday. Good luck to whoever tries beating it tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, well, meanwhile, here in Norman, the women's basketball team is 2-0 after a 93-56 beatdown of Northwestern State. Taylor Robertson is off to a great start as a Sooner. She had 20 points and 5 assists.
Yeah, the other freshman off to a good start, Maddie Williams. She finished with 15 boards and became the first Sooner to pick up 30 boards in the first 2 games since Courtney Paris all the way back in 2005. Next up for the Sooners, a trip to Tampa, Florida to play USF.
And the men's team is back in the LNC Sunday to take on the Woodruff Terriers. Christian James has been the go-to for the Sooners so far this year, averaging over 26 points per game.
Yeah, it should be an easy win at home for the Sooners, but this is just a quick tune-up for what's coming next week. They're heading down to the Bahamas for the Battle for Atlantis tournament. Guys, I think my invite got lost in the mail, but go ahead and put me down as a yes.
Mine too.
We'll figure out rides later. Don't worry about it. I'll be there.
Well, the Oklahoma City Thunder head to Phoenix looking to pick up a road win. Last time the Thunder played and beat the Suns, Paul George matched his season high with 32 points.
Yeah, but last Wednesday, he set a new record altogether, racking up 35 points against the Knicks and the Thunder's dominating 128-103. Their tip-off tomorrow is at 8 p.m. Every year around this time, you start to see ads, like Heisman ads for players and stuff like that. Luckily for Kyler Murray, OU is pretty good at boasting their stars. The football team released a website called KylerKnows.com, and the first thing you see is a recreation of Bo Jackson's iconic picture.
The website also shows Murray's staggering numbers compared to Tua's and Will Guerrier's. I gotta say, it's pretty smart of the team to showcase his domination in 2 sports, mainly because we've never seen anything like this before.
Yeah, absolutely not. The guy's unbelievable.
He's just an overall athlete.
Yeah, exactly. That's it from us at the desk. Thank you for watching another edition of Big Friday Sports. I'm Sam Brown. She is Shiloh Sellers.
No show next week because of Thanksgiving, but it's okay. We're gonna be back 2 weeks from now with some more incredible sports coverage.
You know it, yeah.
But for now, check out these highlights from last week's Bedlam Thriller.
In the state of Oklahoma,